This is a video for Unacademy Content Sales Team. Unacademy serves as a platform for online learning. They have regular online classes and structured courses according to the syllabus, which helps you learn far more easily. It will also help in regular assessment as they have online quizzes and tests. You can access to all the videos by subscribing it once only. My name is Akshika Jaina and I'll be discussing the structure of heart and double circulation in human beings today. So we come back to the structure of the human heart and the various blood vessels that is related to blood circulation in the human body and double circulation in the human body. The human heart consists of 4 chambers. It is divided into 2 parts, right part and left part. The right part of the human heart consists of deoxygenated blood, and it gets all the blood from the body. This blood is more rich in carbon dioxide and less rich in oxygen. However, the left part of the heart is highly rich in oxygenated blood as it gets oxygenated blood from lungs and it delivers the blood to various parts of the body. These are divided into the upper chambers and the lower chambers. The upper chambers are known as atrium. The lower chambers are known as ventricle. The right part and right part and the left part of the heart is divided via a muscular wall known as the septum. This prevents the intermixing of the deoxygenated and the oxygenated blood. Now we'll talk about the various valves that are present in the human heart. The right atrium and the right ventricle are divided to a valve known as tricuspid valve. It has cusp-like structure and there are 3 in numbers, that's why tricuspid. The left atrium and the left ventricle is divided to a valve known as the bicuspid valve. That means 2 cusps. The function of these valves is to prevent the backflow of the blood from the lower chambers to the upper chambers. The right atrium and the left atrium, they contract and squeeze the blood and forces them into the ventricles. When the ventricle contract in their turn, so as to prevent the backflow of the blood, that's why the valves are present which close. They open only in downward direction, not the upward. As soon as the ventricles are filled with blood, they squeeze the blood to the various blood vessels, that is the aorta and the pulmonary artery. The left ventricle squeezes and the blood flows through the aorta. The right ventricle squeezes and the blood flows through the pulmonary artery. Hence, to prevent the backflow of the blood, as there will be low pressure here, these valves are present which close in their turn so the blood does not return back to the heart. Now we'll talk about the systemic circulation. Systemic circulation refers to the circulation that happens between the body and the heart. The left ventricle has oxygenated blood that it receives from the left atrium. This oxygenated blood is forced out through aorta. Aorta travels down the body and even to the upper parts, which is not drawn here, and it divides into arteries and arterioles. These arteries soon divide into capillaries in various organs, and they help in the diffusion of oxygen and carbon dioxide and even in minerals and food matters. The capillaries have very thin wall. The oxygen is given to the organs and carbon dioxide is taken in. The capillaries, after performing their function, soon join and forms venules and veins. These veins of various organs join together and they have deoxygenated blood in them as oxygen has been given to the various organs. This deoxygenated blood is carried through the vena cava. This is the inferior vena cava as it comes down from the lower part of the body. Another vena cava will come down from the brain and the upper head of the body, upper part of the body, and they contain deoxygenated blood which is poured into the right atrium. So the circulation that starts with the left ventricle and ends in the right atrium after traveling through the body is known as systemic circulation. Another circulation takes place simultaneously. The right atrium forces down the blood to the right ventricle. This blood is deoxygenated, which is received from the body. The right ventricle gives the blood to the pulmonary artery. This pulmonary artery takes the blood to the lungs so that it can give out carbon dioxide and take in oxygen. When oxygen is taken in, this blood becomes oxygenated. This oxygenated blood is carried down to the left part, the left atrium of the body via pulmonary vein. Now let me remind you something. This is the only vein that carries oxygenated blood in the body. And this is the only artery that carries deoxygenated blood in the body. Otherwise, the rest of the arteries carry oxygenated blood and the rest of the veins carry deoxygenated blood. So, this is about the systemic circulation and the pulmonary circulation. This happens throughout the heart and the lungs. That's why it's known as the pulmonary circulation. These two circulation together comprises of the double circulation of the human body. Now we'll be discussing about the various blood vessels that is present in the human body. The various blood vessels namely are artery, veins and capillaries. We'll discuss about the structure and the differences between artery and veins. Arteries have an outer wall, that is the tunica externa, the middle layer, that is the tunica media, and the inner layer, that is the tunica interna, and a very narrow lumen. Since the lumen is narrow, while the blood flows under great pressure in the artery, it flows in spurts. Side by side, when we see veins, they also have the tunica externa, tunica media and tunica interna, and they have a wider lumen. Since they have a wider lumen, the blood in them flows smoothly and it does not flow in spurts. We'll discuss the various differences. Arteries have narrow lumen and veins have wider lumen, as you have seen in the diagram. In arteries, valves are not present because already the arteries forces the blood in under a high pressure, so the blood flows to different parts of the body under spurts. While in veins, one more reason is there. The veins carry the blood to upper parts towards the heart from lower regions of the body. Since the backflow of the blood does not occur, valves are present in the vein, so the blood can be transported easily to the heart. Now we come down to the capillaries. Capillaries are single layer walled structures. They have a very small lumen and they are very thin, which helps them in diffusion of certain raw materials and gases. Capillaries become a connection between the arteries and the veins and helps in the exchanging of raw materials between the blood and the various organs of the body. I hope the video was informative and it cleared your conceptions about the structure of the heart, the name of the cusps, the structure of the various blood vessels, namely artery, capillaries and veins, and double circulation that consists of both the circulation, pulmonary circulation and systemic circulation. I'll tell you something interesting, that even though the heart pumps blood to various organs of the body, it itself gets its blood supply from the coronary arteries. These arteries supply the heart with oxygenated blood for providing energy and for pumping the blood to various organs of the body. When these arteries are blocked due to cholesterol deposits or some clotting, it generally arises the state of heart attack. Now I'll be discussing with you some questions that might help you. Various types of question comes, and certain reasons are very common. That is, why do atria has thinner wall than the ventricles? The simple answer is atria only supply blood to the lower chamber of the heart, that is very close to them, so they do not need to supply blood with such a force. But ventricles supply the blood to various organs like lungs and kidneys. So the ventricles have thicker walls, so they can supply. You can also get questions upon the location of the valve, the location of the heart. The heart is located in the middle of the chest cavity, not on the left side. It seems to be on the left side because of the left ventricle pumps blood more forcefully than the other part of the heart. And various questions can come like where is the tricuspid valve or the semilunar valves are located, and what type of blood do the arteries collect. Even the exceptions, that is the pulmonary artery and the pulmonary vein. Pulmonary artery is the only artery that carries the deoxygenated blood, and pulmonary vein is the only vein that carries the oxygenated blood. These questions are very common in this chapter and from these extracts. I hope you found this video useful. Thank you for watching it.